It's strange. The more you people please, the more emptiness you feel inside, even though the whole point was to feel seen. But the people pleaser pleases everyone but themselves. And you tell yourself you're just being kind so you can fit in. But the truth is, you're afraid to be yourself. There comes a moment where your body's still functioning. Your mouth still says, I'm fine. But your spirit is diminishing. The exhaustion. That's your soul saying, I can't keep lying for you. You can't keep this up. Somewhere along the way, being kind turned into self-abandonment. Pleasing others starts out very subtle. You keep saying yes, not because you want to, but because somewhere deep inside you think you'll stop mattering if you say no. That's not kindness. That's fear dressed up. People pleasing doesn't lead to real acceptance. At first, it feels like belonging, like maybe you're finally accepted. You're finally a part of the family. You're finally a part of the space. But over time, it drains you. You get tired, not just tired in your body, but tired in your spirit, because it makes you invisible to yourself. It's a quiet lie asking you to trade your authenticity for approval. But the approval never fills you, because you only feel accepted when you please them. And by the end of the day, you're in a space. You're in the space, yet still empty. People pleasing becomes a quiet prison, the one you build with your own hands, a prison made of fear of rejection, fear of not being enough, fear that who you truly are won't be loved. It traps you because you're showing up for everyone else except for yourself. Welcome to Inner Pondering. This space is for those of us ready to stop running and remember who we are beneath the layers. I'm offering these reflections as a soul in the midst of our own awakening. This is a space for healing and reflection, as I'm about to share with you why trying to please everyone is a quiet lie we tell when we're still scared of our own truth. So ask yourself this: who taught you that your needs come second? Who taught you that peace meant silence and love meant sacrifice? Is it the child that was never allowed to speak? Was it the friend who only loved the version of you that agreed with them? Or maybe it's just this world shaping you to be digestible so you can belong. You don't have to earn your right to exist. Or maybe you're just afraid to feel out loud because somewhere along the way, someone made you believe your feelings were wrong. You're not tired because you're pleasing too much. You're tired because you're pretending and your spirit is exhausted. You see, kindness is free. I like to say that kindness is free, which simply means that when you're being kind, It costs you nothing to be kind. But when it's something else, when you're doing something for something, there's a cost there. I know you're tired. You're tired because you're shape shifting into whatever version of you makes them feel comfortable. But what about you? What version of you makes you feel at home? For me, it's the version that feels like rest, the one that isn't performing or reaching, just being without needing to become anything or anyone, just being myself, a quiet stillness that no longer seeks to be seen because it's already at peace. I'm already at peace. You're trying to fit in because being rejected felt like the end at one point. But maybe the pain didn't mean you were broken. Maybe that pain of rejection, that feeling that comes with being rejected, maybe it meant you weren't supposed to belong in that space. You were never meant to dim your light so someone else could see theirs. You were never meant to apologize for being too deep, too quiet, too real. Because if it costs you, it's not worth it. We all have this idea of who we think we're supposed to be, but that idea, that person is exhausted. It's always worried about being liked, about being chosen, about being too much. But your real self, the one underneath the fear, the mask, the trauma, that self is calm. That self doesn't chase. That self doesn't explain. That self just is. You didn't lose them because you did something wrong. You lost them because you stopped shrinking. The minute you stopped pleasing, they said, you change. But that wasn't change. That was you finally choosing yourself. And that's so common. When you're in spaces with people and they love you, they use the word, I love you. They love you because you fit into their space. But the minute you start choosing yourself, then that love becomes a problem. And so maybe for the first time, you're not abandoning the child in you who just wanted to be loved for existing. Here's the awakening. The only validation that truly means anything is your own. Seeing your own worth. You've been waiting for someone else to tell you you're enough, but you've always been enough. You just couldn't hear it over all the noise. You are allowed to take up space. You don't need to shrink anymore. To the one showing up to the family gathering, hoping this time they'll finally see you, this is for you. To the one pouring into the relationship, but no one's pouring back. You're the one I came to meet. You're bending and breaking at the same time. And I've been there. I know what that feels like. And I'm telling you, people pleasing won't save you. It won't make you feel full. It won't make you feel worthy. It'll change you into something you don't even recognize. Stop disappearing in rooms that were never safe for your truth. Come back home to yourself. Say yes to you, because when you become more self aware, you stop saying yes to them and no to you. And when you awaken to who you really are, you finally know the difference between what feeds your soul and what quietly kills your spirit. Why would I show up in spaces that are not safe for my truth intentionally? The real you isn't hiding. You've just been editing yourself. But your true self is quietly waiting, waiting for you to stop performing, waiting for us to stop pretending, waiting for you to rest, waiting for you to finally say, I choose me. And more importantly, I accept myself. When you finally meet your true self, you'll begin to notice something sacred. Certain spaces no longer feel like home. Not because you've changed too much, but because you finally return to who you were before the world told you or taught you how to fit in. Your spirit will no longer tolerate the weight of pretending. That's what awakening does. It strips away the layers of performance and invites you back into your most honest, unedited self. When I first started posting videos on YouTube, there was that old self trying to come back to say, oh, you have to be this, you have to look a certain way, you have to be a certain way. And if you've ever been there, you'll realize that the more authentic you are, the more people, because people see authenticity. People see authenticity. And the more you say yes to yourself, is the more authentic you become. You're just tired of pretending. And now it's time to come home. You're not here to be liked by everyone. Can you imagine who wants that type of pressure, being liked by everyone? That's a great burden to carry. I don't think I want that. You're not here to please everyone. You're here to be true to the one person who matters most, you. The people meant for you will never ask you to change who you are. You know, that relationship, and they want you to change who you are to be in the relationship, that one. But the people meant for you will never ask you to change who you are. They'll meet you in your fullness, not the version of you you had to edit just to be accepted, but the authentic version of you. I look at it this way. If someone's not gonna like me, I'd rather it be the real me, not the edited version I created just to be accepted. And that's why people pleasing is a quiet lie. I'll see you again.